to my channel. Today we are working on a really fun, I'm kind of on this like transitional from summer into early fall, but not really fall, but like telling myself that it's fall kind of decor. So today we're gonna work on, I have a really large lantern that sits on this table. It's probably about 3 foot tall and it's all glass and casserole, and I'm gonna insert a picture of it here before we start building that. So, okay, so that's what it looks like. So what I've done is I have grabbed some yellows and muted greens to kind of highlight this piece and kind of show it off a little bit. I love it. It was a gift to me from my aunt. So I definitely want to leave it out all year round and maybe just kind of change up what I put on the top of it. So I have gotten started here before you guys stopped by. And what I did to begin my swag, I grabbed 2 individual floral stems from Hobby Lobby. And what I did is I put them stem to stem facing opposite of one another, and then I've zip tied them together like this. This is a really fun trick that I learned over at Arlen's Country Craft Corner. Arlen does some very, very beautiful bows and lantern toppers, and I have followed her for a while, and I just love her decor. So this is going to be kind of like my take on something that she's taught me essentially throughout the years. So we started here with the base. This base is going to wrap around the top, and it's essentially just kind of fan out throughout. And what we're going to do once we get it up to the lantern is it will actually bend and correspond with the shape of the lantern itself. So we've got this here, and then the next thing that I got it to add to prevent it from looking too much like fall, I stopped at Hobby Lobby today. They're having a huge sale, and I was able to grab this really fun like greenery pick. You could tuck this into something, and it just essentially just designed to drape down. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. And what I've done, instead of buying 2 pieces, I actually bought 1. And what I did is purposely put 2 on one side and 4 on the other. So it's more bulky on one side. And looking at the front of this piece, this is going to be the front. So we're going to go ahead and we're actually going to zip tie this here to the back like this. And then we're going to arrange it how we want it to come out of the piece once we get that up. So we're going to continue to lay it flat on the table. And I bought a little zip ties here to attach all this stuff together. So I'm going to start on one side. I'm going to make sure this is good and snug. And I'm going to pull that down and draw it tight. Now we're going to do one on the other side so we know that this piece is secure, just like that on the other side. And as we work, I have my floral cutters here, and we're going to just go in and just cut those tops off of those zip ties so they don't stick out and ruin the way that our piece is going to look here. Okay, so this is kind of what we're working with now. And where we will push this kind of up and throughout. So working here on the front, we're going to pretend that this is essentially laying on the ladder. And now we're looking down at it on top of the ladder. So the next piece of length that I got were these really fun green berries. They're green and almost a little burnt yellow on the other side that I thought would really accent the focal piece of this. So what I'm planning on doing here is just kind of laying these on top. It's going to be very layered look here. And we're going to lay that on top. And then we're going to zip tie this in the center. And lay it down flat. Make sure that this is laying how you want before you zip tie it. These are quite difficult to maneuver once they're on there. If you're unsure, do them a little loose. That way you can still cut them off if you decide that you don't like the way that looks. So here we go. We're getting our little swag together here. So then the next pieces that I got to kind of tuck underneath, I got one of these. And this is almost kind of like, it's like a furry seeded, almost like a wildflower or perhaps a weed even. But I think that's really fun. That really dry look is accenting to fall, and it's beautiful colors. So I bought these, and we're gonna cut this down. Now these that we have here, we're gonna cut these to the side, and we're gonna use that as a filler. Now we talked about the filler in the doughboys, filling in the spots that we don't essentially have enough floral to fill in, or maybe we couldn't just find the right fit, so we're gonna just fill in with that. The next piece is gonna be our color. And I got a little bit of this here, and this is kind of the same as the underlay, except it's got a little bit more of that orange and yellow in it. So we're gonna just kind of tuck that down into the center, like so. And then just the very end of that is actually gonna come out on the other side. So we're gonna zip tie it very snug up to where the flowers begin. We'll cut our excess off. And the dog is freaking out right now upstairs. He was really sick today, guys, and he had to go to the doctor. I thought he might have broke his leg or sprained an ankle or something. I don't know what it was, but he was crying in the middle of the night. And when we took him in, the vet was just kind of like, you know, he's got growing pains. He's growing at a really weird rate. Like, he's just like, every day I come home, he looks much bigger. So I'm relieved to hear that it's nothing detrimental to my dog. It's just so worrisome when your pets are sick. And it's really worrisome because we are like having a super bad heat wave in Omaha right now. It's like 100 and the heat index right now is 118 degrees. It's miserable. You cannot even let the dog out longer than like 3 minutes, and he's like panting and ready to just go. So Ted has had cortisone shots today because he's not felt well. So he has been a little groggy today. There he is, because of course I'm filming, so he's drinking. So he's a little bit groggy today, so we're just kind of taking it easy inside. Not really got too much on the agenda for today. Okay, so now you can see how full and beautiful this is really becoming here. This is still on the outside, and that's okay because we're gonna weave it through at the end, okay? So our accent pieces that we're gonna use are gonna be sunflowers. I am not a huge sunflower person. However, these really just kind of caught my eye, so I thought I would just give it a shot and try something different. So we're gonna attach all this stuff at the end while everything's up there. We're gonna actually just hot glue it all in. So we're gonna get our big piece mounted now to our lantern. So stay tuned. Okay, y'all, so here's a little better look at my lantern and what it looks like. Pretty naked right now. Remnants of spring still in there, so we're gonna pull all that out. And this is just another up close look at that swag that we created. Isn't that beautiful with all the seeds and pods and things like that kind of collected in there? So I will give you I am not the best at editing, and you're gonna get my head cut off in the rest of this video while I put this together, and I'll be back to talk to you at the end. Until I learn how to edit better, this is gonna be what the quality is, but the decor looks good, so that's gonna be what it is. All right, guys, so welcome back again. Now we're gonna attach this swag to our lantern. And remember when I was telling you we're gonna kind of weave this stuff through, so we're gonna actually divide the pieces that we put up, and I'm actually gonna draw some of this greenery up through here. So it's kind of mixed in with, and we'll do the same thing on the bottom once we get it all integrated into the lantern. So now what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna attach. We're gonna bend our piece to kind of go in with what we've got. So this is going to be the angle we're going to work on right here. So what we will do is we'll bring this side over here, and we're going to zip tie here to this brace first. And these we are going to leave a little bit loose just for the fact that we will be taking this off. Believe it or not, at some point it will be time to change holidays. So yeah, we're going to do that. Bring this side down just a little bit, kind of like so. Bring yourself forward, okay? And then we're gonna get a bigger zip tie that's gonna go around the top, up here, like this. So now we have that piece attached here. And you guys, I just gotta tell you, I don't know how much YouTube you guys watch, In the past year, I have literally switched over to only watching YouTube, and I just love it. These girls that I started to, women I should say, that I follow on here are just so talented. And even though they live so far away, it was so cool to meet people who just really like to do the same things that I do. It's so hard to find somebody like that. So now we have our pieces here. They're all kind of opened up, and they're all, you know, put together here, and it's attached to the lantern properly. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna go in, first we gotta pull the guts of spring out. This is going bye-bye, so we won't need to use that for a while. So we'll put this away over here. And then the next thing that I got is I just have this really simple burlap bow. And this burlap bow is just a very basic bow. I mean, it's literally nothing fancy. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attach that right here to the top. Up there, so it kind of hides the you know, the brace of everything. You know, where everything is attached. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to use that filler that we talked about. So this will be where we use to kind of fill in spaces like this, and really just make our piece look a little bit more polished and finished. Put a little bit here. Sorry, it's a little bit difficult, and I honestly have not ever made this. This was not pre-made before I started filming. This is literally me coming at you live, essentially. Just coming out here and trying it, you know. So what we're gonna do is I'm actually gonna zip tie these little pieces here with this, because it will kind of match the rest of it, because I see I have a hole. So it will take a while for you to learn this stuff. I mean, I am no florist or anything like that. I just kind of find little palettes that I like, and then I play on them, and then integrate them into my home. Got this, zip tying everything together as you can see. We'll lift our bow up here so we can see back into the body of our structure that we built. So now we have that piece filled in, and we don't see all that nakedness on there. It was looking a little bit crazy. But you're also working on it. I'm also looking at it through a camera, so it's a little hard for me to kind of tell. And then what we'll do over here, we'll add our other little piece of beadedness, seed, ragweed, pollen, whatever it's called, to our piece here. Now the lid does actually come off of this, but I like to decorate it with it on, so I can kind of see how it's going to sit. Step back and see. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We'll fix our bow here. That'll be really snazzy. So our accent pieces that we got were sunflowers this year. I don't know why I chose sunflowers. I normally never would. But I got these little picks. Fall floral right now at Hobby Lobby is 40% off. So I was able to just pick these little guys up. Great little accent pieces here. Take this in. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to just wind it around. We're falling off the fireplace. Like that. Attach like that. And we'll do another one, maybe right here. Like that. Okay. Facing the right way here. Okay, our next piece, I did like these rusty, they're like a rust color, like a faded rust, tea-stained looking sunflower. So we're gonna mix that in here as well. Put one of these guys right up here at the top. And then we will add another one. me do another one right here actually. Kind of side by side. They get a little asymmetrical. Since they are just a little bit smaller. Perfect. And make sure we keep our piece here kind of brought forward onto the lantern. And now it's attached. So now we'll get a little bit closer look. I'll pull you up so you can kind of see what we're working with. Just kind of cascades down. It's very light and airy, but it's got a warmer template. I don't know if you guys have heard, Tuscan is coming back. And if you follow traditions by the seasons with Liz, we're going Tuscan. I don't know what everybody else is doing, but we got a plan and we're going there. So we're definitely going Tuscan. So stay tuned for all that after Christmas footage because it's going down. Okay, so anyways, back to we need to focus. Back to my beautiful piece that we just built here. You guys, this turned out really, really well. I was actually a little bit nervous because I've not ever built one of these before at all. And I do like to do florals, but I mean, I definitely do more like containers is more my thing, or you know, vases or arrangements, never something like a living scape like this that you would attach to another piece of furniture. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I am going to run downstairs and grab a little bit of content to put in here to fill it up. All right, guys, welcome back. So what I found downstairs, I just used a little bit of that leftover floral that I had in there, and I just added some of those LED birchwood candles. I actually used these in my dough bowl last year with like a eucalyptus green colored pumpkin and white pumpkin with fresh eucalyptus in it. And this year my palette's a little bit warmer than it is cool, so we're using them in a different avenue. I hope you guys all enjoyed the making of this video, and I really enjoy you guys subscribing to my channel and watching all my videos. Every time I post a new video, I'm literally like in my head and wondering what I should have said different. So I'm getting a little more confidence every single time that we put one together. So I really appreciate the views and the likes and the comments even more. I love you all, and thank you all for checking me out.